I'm being threatened with a lawsuit. Let me explain. A few months ago, I told a story about this turd, Apollo Poolboy, or whatever the hell his name is. In case you forgot, he's the guy from the Philippines who claims that he's the son of God. And he started his own church, and he got really rich off of it, and apparently he started sexually abusing his followers. Then he became wanted in 2 different countries, and then, bam, he gets arrested. Here's his mugshot, and now the man who claims to be the son of God is sitting in jail in the Philippines. So a few months ago, I told this story, and I outlined a lot of the crimes he's being accused of. Some time later, I check an email account that I check like once every 6 months, and I see that I got an email from a law firm in the Philippines stating that they represent Apollo. And they sent me this very long and detailed demand letter telling me basically they're going to take legal action against me, probably sue me, if I don't not only take down my video, but they're insisting that I make a public apology. Now, I haven't replied to this email, so consider this video my official response to Apollo's legal threat. Dear Mr. Apollo, first of all, fuck you.
Okay, ito ang vlogger sa Estados Unidos na inihayag niya ang mga patong-patong na kaso ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. At pagkatapos diyan, nakatanggap siya sa email na communication kay Attorney Atorion, kung saan nagdemand na ipatanggal ang naturang video against kay Pastor Apollo Kibuloy at mag-sorry sa publiko. Kung hindi, kakasuhan siya. Matapang niyang sinagot ito. At may reaksyon din dito si Attorney Claire Castro. Pakinggan natin. At ito'y tatalakayin muna natin. Samahan ninyo ako. Kumusta? Muli ito inyong lingkod, Brad Wendell Talibong, makasama ninyo sa pagkakataong ito at welcome. At bago tayo papasok sa punto por punto, tatalakayin natin itong isang vlogger sa Estados Unidos kung saan nakatanggap siya ng email mismo sa office ni Attorney Atorion, ang legal counsel ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, na nagdemand na dapat burahin niya yung video niya against Pastor Apollo Kibuloy o kaya sasampahan siya ng kaso. Pero maliban na buburahin at ipabura yung video na tinatalakay niya ang mga kaso ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, dapat mag-public apology daw siya sa publiko. So, may reaksyon dito si Attorney Claire Castro. At sa ating mga suking taga-subaybay, huwag niyong kalimutan na pindutin ang ating like sa live streaming. At kung bago ka lang, huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe. At pindutin ang bell button, mag-comment at i-share ninyo, mga kapatid. So, di na natin pa tatagalin pa. Pakinggan natin ang reaksyon ni Attorney Claire Castro kaugnay dito.
So, to-take upin natin. So, pinunod ko to. Actually, nag-request ako kay, wow, parang close. Kay Mr. Ray. Nag-text, nag-message ako sa kanya. Hindi ko nga alam kung sinagot niya na. Pero at least humingi ako ng permiso sa kanya. Okay. Kasi sabi ko, take upin natin. Magko-comment lang tayo because he's talking about freedom or right of expression or freedom of expression. Hello, Master Pogi, nandito na. Ay, ako ba yung nice caller? Thank you. Okay. Maraming salamat. Yan. So, malamig na ba sa lugar nyo? Parang sa akin kasi medyo naiinitan ako eh. Raymond. Okay, umpisa na natin muna. Sino ba ito? Milyonaryo pala to. Hindi to basta-basta
Hindi
vlog.
basta-basta, milyonaryo daw umano sa research ni Attorney Claire. Itong pinadalhan ng demand letter ni Attorney Torion.
Vlogger. Okay? So, puntahan natin. Siyempre, ni-research natin para makilala natin. Tika lang, sino ba itong pinagbabantaan ng lawsuit? Ito si Attorney Torion. Okay, so nag-react to. Nag-react itong vlogger na ito. Okay, pero syempre simulan natin sino ba siya. Okay, punta muna tayo ha. Syempre ni-research natin ng konti. Ayan. Kita ba? Ay, hindi ko pa pala na-share. Sorry. Okay. Oh, yan. Ayan. Si Mr. Ray William Johnson. Raymond. Okay. An American internet celebrity. So, dapat hindi pa vlogger. Internet celebrity. Okay? Ayan. So, in other words, may nagsabi dito, milyonaryo na ito eh. Saan na ba yung description? Basta, ayan. So, imagine niyo ang channel niya. Tingnan, pakita ko kung ano yung channel niya. 10 million subscribers as of, itika lang, ikulang to and had 2 billion views. Oh, tingnan mo, hindi ka ba magiging milyonaryo niyan sa US? Diba? Okay. So, saka dito, noong 2011 to 2013, wow, most subscribed YouTube channel. O nga, no? Nakapag-start sila na maaga. Okay? Dito medyo muwang-muwang pa ako dyan panahon na yan tungkol sa
2013, ha? Nagsimula tayo sa pandemic lang.
sa YouTube channel eh. Busy.
Kami ni Father Darwin, nagsimula kami sa YouTube pandemic. Bakit sa aking side, sila si Father Darwin, nagsimula sila pandemic din. Pero nag-communicate kami sa pamamagitan ng cellphone. Kasunduan namin na sagutin niya si Eliseo Soriano, sasagutin ko ang Iglesia ni Cristo. No? At ang isang layunin kasi na bakit nabuo itong channel ko, dahil yung editor-in-chief namin sa CBCP noon, si late Milo Aconia, bago siya natamaan ng COVID, tinawagan niya ako na magpadala ako ng picture sa pagsarado sa simbahan sa Osamis. I-publish yun sa CBCP online. Yun, pinadala ko. Pero sa takbo ng panahon, si Sir Milo Aconia, kaibigan na ko talaga, siya ang nag-guide sa akin para sa online broadcast, no? At natamaan siya sa COVID. Kaya naisip ko na may posibilidad din, no? Dahil daming mga kaibigan namin natamaan. Madre sa Carmelites na tamaan, may mga madre, no? Kaya sa isip ko, mga kapatid, magawa ako ng video na kung sakaling matamaan man, at least may naiwan para sa pagsagot sa mga pananampalataya na against sa pananampalataya ng Simbahang Katoliko. So, yun dahilan, nagsimula kami pandemic talaga. Pero ito palang ni-research ni Attorney Claire Castro, 2013, matagal na ha? Okay, tuloy natin.
Busy. Saan ba ako busy? Sa radio. Sa DCMM. So, yung masyado napapansin ng mga YouTube, pero lately talaga
tama. Kung busy sa radio si attorney, ako din busy sa radio noon. At maliban sa radio noon, meron pa kaming newspaper. At sa newspaper, maliban na minsan ako ang magdala sa editorial, hindi lang yan sa editorial carton. Ako din ang naka-assign sa editorial carton, no? At EMFM ang radio namin, plus may TV pa. So, napaka-busy. Di ko talaga alam ang noon itong kaugnay sa YouTube. hanggang sabi ng anak ko na pwede ka naman mag-live sa YouTube. Yung bawal na lumabas, no? Pwede ka naman mag-live sa YouTube. So sinimula namin. Okay, tuloy natin.
Papansin natin na mas marami tayong nadidiscuss na hindi karaniwan nadidiscuss sa mainstream media. Pero syempre dapat ang basehan pa rin natin yung mainstream media. Okay? Syempre, verified na yun eh. No need na, parang for us, konting verification na lang yun. Pero most of the time, pag mainstream media, meticuloso na sila. Kaya medyo credible. Okay? So, ito yung channel niya mga clear. Hindi lang to 10 million subscribers. Okay? Ito yun eh, oh. Ang latest niya is 17.9 million subscribers na siya. Hala, 2.6K videos pa lang to, oh. Galing-galing naman ni Sir Ray William Johnson. Okay? So, ang kukunin nating dito, ito. Pero binidyo ko, ko na. Nirecord ko na. Wait. Okay, basahin ko muna ito. Ito yung topic na sinabi ko kanina, buti alam mo pala ito, Tony. Oh, Michelle Ann Calizo. Actually, bigla lang siya. Hindi ko siya topic. Naghanap ako ng topic kanina, na latest. Tapos bigla siya sumulpot. Out of nowhere.
Kahit sa akin, biglang sumulpot ito. Makita natin talaga, no? Nirecommend ni YouTube. At na nakita ko ito, nakita ko rin ang kay Attorney Claire Castro.
Hindi ko alam, basta sumulpot lang siya. So, tapos naingay niya kasi ako doon sa parang pinaka-drawing, this is me, gumano siya. So, tinuloy-tuloy ko, yung pala, it's all about dito sa issue sa Pilipinas. Sabi ko, sige, tinignan ko, tapos niresearch ko kung saan, ano ang pinanggalingan nito. So, yon. Yun, sabi niyo, no? Okay. Ayan. So, tingnan natin, at least alim na natin kung gaano ba siya kakilala na subscribe, na internet celebrity. Okay, so, puntahan natin yung una niyang video, mga kaklear. Dito kasi ito nagsimula. Okay?
He gets a little pervy, and now he's on the run from the FBI. Now, the guy's name is Apollo. He's 24, he's from the Philippines, and he's a small-time preacher there. And one day, he's preaching in a little chapel when suddenly angels appear to him. And they come and they tell him that he's actually the son of his God. So he starts telling everyone that he is the appointed son of God. Well, I'm sure this will end well for him. So anyway, because of this, he decides to start his own church. And a few years later, after the church is founded, this guy shows up, Rodrigo. And Rodrigo's running for mayor, and he comes to speak to the congregation at the church. And they welcome him, and soon enough, he and Apollo become good friends. And later, Rodrigo actually gets elected mayor, and he appoints Apollo to be his spiritual advisor. And so then more people find out about Apollo and his teachings, and his church starts to grow, and soon the donations start rolling in. Because, of course they do. But these donations aren't enough for Apollo. He wants more. So he gets the full-time working members of the church to go out at 6 a.m. every morning and solicit money from strangers for the church. The only catch is they can't come home until they reach their daily quota of money collected. So, to avoid sleeping on the street, the members of the church start playing on people's sympathy. Like they pretend to be poor college students, or they pretend to be disabled, but whatever. It works, and the church makes a ton of money. And so pretty quickly, Pastor Apollo becomes a very wealthy man. He's so wealthy, in fact, that he's able to start his own broadcasting network. And this helps spread his teachings beyond the Philippines. So now he's got followers around the world, in many different countries, including the United States. And this is where Apollo really levels up. And with the help of his innermost circle, he traffics his most obedient followers into the U.S., where they start working and soliciting donations from people full-time. So he's making even more money. Oh, and I haven't even gotten to some of the crazy stuff this guy claims. Aside from saying he's the son of some god, he once claimed that he yelled at an earthquake and made it stop. Like there was an earthquake happening, and he's just like, ah! And it just stopped. And he also says that the public should thank him for stopping that earthquake.
Okay. Hinto ko lang muna dyan mga kaklira. Okay. Mga first part ng kwento niya, lahat ng yan, base naman sa mga kwento. Diba? Kasi parang itong si Ray William is more on storytelling. Medyo may pagkakomedyante, pero parang nakita ko sa pagbablog niya, sabi doon, ang description sa kanya is storytelling. So, lahat naman ng kinukwento niya so far, yung most probably, siguro sa mga news. O baka nakikinig siya ng mga hearing dito. But anyway, so diba, lahat naman yan ay parte ng news. Hindi naman niya malamang kiniklaim na kwento niya to. Lahat naman ito ay sumabog na bago niya pa to na vlog. Okay?
Thanks, Apollo. He also claims that he talks to his God directly, not metaphorically, but like conversations directly. He also says that he has visions of his God. He claims that he has been physically taken up into heaven on multiple occasions. I mean, this guy has said and done way too much for me to cover in one video. But anyway, and if that's not crazy enough, here's the part of the story where things start to get creepy. Among his church workers, the ones who are young, attractive women and who excel at getting donations, they get to move up and become what's called pastoral assistants.
Diba? Hindi naman niya yung invento, mga ka-clear. Maski na si Arlen Stone, sinabi to. Diba? So, parang wala naman ako nakikita so far na invento niya, kundi nakukuha niya lahat. Sa mga nabasa, sa mga news, sa mga nagkaroon ng pag-iimbestiga dito sa Senate. Diba?
And of course, the prettiest and most obedient pastoral assistants, they get into Apollo's inner circle, and they become what are called spiritual wives. And spiritual wives, they get a special privilege. They get the privilege of smashing with Apollo. Yeah, they literally call it night duty. And these pastoral assistants and spiritual wives are anywhere between 25 years old all the way down to 12 years old. While at this point in the story, Apollo is old as shit. He's 74. And if any of these girls or young women protest their night duty, they're then threatened with eternal damnation. So basically, if they don't smash with him, they're verbally threatened, physically threatened, or he tells them they're going to hell. And to make it worse, these young women depend on the church for their basic needs. Like, they live and work at the church. Their entire social life is there. So they're kind of trapped in this. So he's basically trafficking these girls. Like, this is sex trafficking. And this nonsense goes on for years. Not just in the Philippines, but in their US locations too.
Okay. Mga clear, kaya kailangan natin tong alamin. Kasi dito nang galing. No, itong kwento na to, dito nang galing yung pagbabanta ng lawsuit. Kaya, namnamin yung mabuti natin, yung mga sinabi niya, sabay-sabay natin ito pinanonood doon, hindi ko pa ito napanood. Kasi ang napanood ko nga, sabi ko yung sagot. Ito, sabay-sabay natin pinapanood ngayon. So, namnamin natin kung meron ba siyang libelous na nasabi dito. Okay? Or kathang-isip niyang binanggit. So, namnamin natin, ha?
And at this point, Apollo is a powerful man. Like, his following has grown to over 6 million members worldwide. He claims he has followers in all 200 countries. Plus, with all those donations, he's now wealthier than he's ever been. Dude now owns a private jet and a personal helicopter. He has a church compound that's so massive. It has an indoor arena that seats 75,000 people. To put that in perspective, that's literally the biggest indoor arena in the entire world. And this dude owns it. That's how rich he is. Okay, but then rumors of him essaying young women, they start to spread. And of course, his followers don't believe he's guilty of anything. They stand by him. And religious culty type leaders always have followers who do this, so this is not surprising. But his longtime friend, Mayor Rodrigo, he ends up running for president and he wins. And with the president of the Philippines on his side, every accusation against Apollo is basically buried. So Apollo seems untouchable by this point. He's been running this trafficking business for like 16 years, and it doesn't seem like there are ever going to be any consequences for it. Until, I guess at some point, some of his former church members in the US, they go and report him to the FBI. And the FBI starts looking into him, and this investigation makes the news, and Apollo hears about it, and he's like, oh shit, And he allegedly flees the US and he goes all the way back to the Philippines to his church compound there. And there he'll be protected by his longtime friend, President Rodrigo. But unfortunately, his friend Rodrigo finishes his term as president, leaves office, and now there's a new president. And new president is not Apollo's friend. So all the accusations against him in the Philippines are no longer buried. So then, back in the US, bam, the FBI arrests some of his innermost circle, and they're officially looking for Apollo too. And he's being accused of fraud, human trafficking, and sex trafficking, and now he's on the FBI's most wanted list. And so Apollo, he gets all mad, and he's frustrated that they're after him, and he starts lashing out publicly, saying it's a conspiracy. And this is happening during the COVID pandemic, so he gives a sermon telling the world that if we want the pandemic to stop, the FBI should stop investigating him.
I'm warning the whole world. Listen to the voice of the appointed son. You want this pandemic to stop. Stop persecuting, prosecuting, maligning the appointed son.
But then,
Wait, hindi ko nadinig yun ngayon ko lang talaga nadinig. Pero, nag-stop naman yung nag-stop naman yung COVID-19 Pero patuloy pa rin siyang pinapersecute pinoprosecute pala. Sorry. Pinoprosecute ngayon. Diba? Natawa na talaga ako dun
Then, even more women in the Philippines come forward with accusations against him. And of course, Apollo denies everything, and he insists that the people accusing him are just evil, and he changes the homepage of his website to this: "Why are evil people after Pastor Apollo?" I'm guessing they're after him because of all the sex trafficking, but that's just a guess. Anyway, eventually, the Filipino Senate issues a warrant for his arrest, and they raid some of his properties, but the dude is nowhere to be found. He's fled, and he's hiding out from the law, and there's like this whole man...
Doon lang yata medyo mali, no? Ang sabi niya yung Senate yung nag-issue. Diba? Tapos hinahabol na siya. Although at that time hinahabol naman talaga siya. Pero kaya ito nahulog because of the warrant of arrest ng court. Diba?
Hunt looking for him, and there ends up being a huge standoff at one of his compounds between police and a bunch of his supporters, and his supporters still insist that he didn't do anything wrong, and I don't even have time to get into that part of the story. But 2 weeks later, Apollo finally gives up and he turns himself in, and bam, they arrest him. Here's his mugshot. And as of right now, he hasn't actually been to trial yet. So, we'll see how this plays out. And thank you to Leonardo.
Sige, dun lang muna tayo. Sabi ko, so far, lahat ng kinuwento niya ayon sa mga news, sa mga base sa complaint, no? Ng mga complainants, base sa mga nag-reveal dito sa Senado, base na rin kay Arlen Stone, baka naging reference niya pa si Arlen Stone. Okay? Kasi si Miss Arlen Stone ang nagdetalye kung paano maging pastoral sa innermost, diba? Ng pagiging pastoral. Okay, sabi ko, ang medyo na lang siya doon yung hinahabol na siya ng otoridad because of the Senate, nag-issue ng order of arrest. Hindi nabanggit dito, sayang, sana nabanggit niya rito, na nagkaroon ng court order, nagkaroon ng court ng warrant of arrest issued by the court, at ang nag-implement nito ay ang matapang na si General Torres. Sana merong ganun. No, na-miss niya yun. So, mga ka-clear kita na natin kung saan nanggaling. Okay? Ayan, sabi ni Michael, si attorney, almost correct naman ang storya niya. Yeah. Istorya niya base sa mga facts na, actually ayoko pa sabihin facts kasi hindi pa naman siya nadi-decide. Okay, base sa kwento, no? Base sa ibang mga dokumento, base doon sa mga complainants na na-publish naman 'Di ba? Na-publish naman yung mga kwentong ito. Nadinig niya rin marahil, baka nag-research siya, nagkaroon siya ng Google Translate sa Senate hearing. Kasi doon mas detalyado yung ibang kwento ng mga complainants. 'Di ba? Ayan. So, badingin mo muna kasi sa Facebook ito, kay Dennis Zulueta Ruga, hindi nadinig niya marahil na kwento at nadinig na rin natin na kwento. Okay? So, eto na ngayon ang sagot niya mga kaklir. So, dito tayo. Mga 5 minutes lang yata ito eh. So, pakinggan natin, ha?
Being threatened with a lawsuit.
Okay, ulit
So
natin.
this guy is me. And
Diyan nag-start yung curiosity ko kasi hindi ko naman alam kung sino si Ray Michael Johnson at that time. At di ko alam yung issue niya.
I'm being threatened with a lawsuit. Let me explain. A few months ago, I told a story about this turd, Apollo Poolboy, or whatever the hell his name is. In case you forgot, he's the guy from the Philippines who claims that he's the son of God. And he started his own church, and he got really rich off of it, and apparently he started sexually abusing his followers. Then he became wanted in 2 different countries, and then, bam, he gets arrested. Here's his mugshot, and now the man who claims to be the son of God is sitting in jail in the Philippines. So a few months ago, I told this story, and I outlined a lot of the crimes he's being accused of, and then I moved on to the next.
Maliwanag, no? Kinuwento niya yung mga complaints, yung laman ng complaints na nabasa niya. Kasi, kahit naman tayo ha, yung complaints sa US, naka-publish naman yan eh. Na-discuss ko na sa inyo yan isa-isa, di ba? So, alam niya yung kwento doon sa FBI. Yung pinag-aanap siya ng FBI, yung kaso sa US, alam niya.
Story, and I didn't really think anything about it. Sometime later, I check an email account that I check like once every 6 months, and I see that I got an email from a law firm in the Philippines stating that they represent Apollo. And they sent me this very long and detailed demand letter telling me basically they're gonna take legal action against me, probably sue me, if I don't not only take down my video, but they're insisting that I make a public apology. Now, I haven't replied to this email, so consider this video my official response to Apollo's legal threat. Dear Mr. Apollo, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, I understand you threatening people probably works well for you most of the time. I mean, you're a powerful man. You have a lot of influence in some circles. I get it. I also understand that you and your church are very wealthy. Like you own your own broadcasting network, you own a private jet, a personal helicopter, you own a church compound with an arena that's so massive it seats 75,000 people. Which means when it's done being built, you will own the largest indoor arena in the world. You have an estimated net worth of $100 million. I get it. We all...
Teka lang, mas malaki ba to kaysa sa Philippine Arena? Kasi ito, 75,000.
Yes, malaki yan. Attorney Claire, kaysa Philippine Arena. Mas malaki itong kay Pastor Apollo Kibuloy.
Oo nga, mas malaki nga. 55 lang yung Philippine Arena, 55K, no? Maling, pinakamalaki nga in the world. Ganon kayaman. Diba?
All get it. You've gotten very, very rich off of your religion. Here's the thing, though. Your wealth doesn't scare me. Just because you have money doesn't make you untouchable.
Nako, yun na. So matapang na sinagot talaga. Kahit gaano karami yung pera mo, hindi yan yanig sa kanya.
Ay, nako, hindi siya natatakot. Tama, di ba? Kung alam mo naman ang sinasabi mo, tama naman sinasabi mo, alam mo walang libelous, dahil ito'y base sa istorya, sa complaint na nandiyan at ito'y under oath, may masama ba kung ikukwento mo ito? Diba? Okay, go.
See, where I'm from, we're very big on our freedom of expression. And if the FBI is accusing you of all these crimes, and the Filipino government is also accusing you of all these crimes, then I reserve the right to make a video about said crimes. In fact, I'm not saying anything about you that the FBI's most wanted poster of you isn't already saying. Like, for example, that you engaged in sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. Or that you engaged in sex trafficking of children. Or how about the 74-page grand jury indictment that...
Ito yung sasabi ko mga klino. Ito yung nabasa ko yan na na-discuss ko sa inyo. So, nabasa niya nga. So, alam niya yung mga complaints dyan.
That outlines all these crimes you're being accused of, including sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and sex trafficking of children. Or what about what the Filipino government is formally accusing you of? Sexually abusing your followers or grooming children into sex. That means that you screwed up so bad that 2 separate governments that aren't even working together on this, that means that they are each, in their own right, independently accusing you of the same crimes in their respective countries. Are each of these governments just making it up? What, to make you look bad? Sir, you aren't important enough for world governments to just make shit up about you. And what about all the witnesses who came out against you? Are they all just making it up too? The Filipino police...
Yan ang hindi nakikita ng iba, no? Ang lumalabas mga clear kahit dito sa ibang Pilipinas, yung mga siguro most probably supporters, di nila nakikita yung ito ba mga taong to, lahat ng mga batang ito, lahat na nag-complain sa inyo, ibig mo sabihin nagkaroon ng conspiracy to tell lies against you?
Ang kanilang palusot yan, mga bayaran daw. Kahit si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, mga bayaran ito. At dahil, ano yung sabi niya? Nag-aagawan sila sa akin. At sinabi nila, pag mag-success na umano, mayaman na tayo.
Against Pastor Kibuloy? Diba? Sabi nga niya, two separate governments. Hindi nga sila nagko-conspire together. Tapos, they will just make up stories against you to make you look bad. Diba?
Identified 68 sexual abuse victims. 68! Bro, you're putting up Bill Cosby numbers. And now that it's all gone public, people like me are talking about it. And you're gonna try and threaten us and silence us with lawsuits? Okay, Apollo, let me make this clear so that you can understand it. When I made my video and suggested that you're a sex trafficker, what I really meant to say was, you're a sex trafficker. Let me say that again. You're a sex trafficker. And in case that wasn't clear, you're a sex trafficker! And if you really don't want people calling you a sex trafficker, then maybe, I don't know, try sex trafficking less. And if my words upset you, if they really, really, truly upset you, then feel free to come to the United States. Oh, that's right, you can't, because you're wanted by the FBI for... What was it again? Oh, that's right. Sex trafficking. Oh, and by the way, while I got your attention, here's something else I want you to think about while you sit there in a Filipino jail. Sir, you are not the son of some god. You're definitely not Jesus. Hell, you're not even a free man. You, in fact, are a con artist, a cult leader who apparently can't even get laid without coercing kids into it. You're basically the Filipino
Grabe, mas lalong tumapang siya.
Diddy. So no, Mr. Pool Boy, not only am I not going to take down my video, I might just go ahead and post it again, twice, just to show you that I'm not afraid of you. And as far as me making a public apology goes...
Ako? Oo. Muli niyang i-publish ang naturang video para lang ipakita na di siya takot.
Oh, I got your public apology. I wrote it down and filed it away right in my ass. So go ahead, file your lawsuit. I'll be here waiting, ready to publicize the whole thing and remind the world each time exactly what you're being accused of. Because you will never, never stop me from talking about the awful things that you've done. Good day, sir. And so this is, for you guys, for the rest of you guys, if this Apollo guy does follow through with this and he does file this lawsuit, I will tell you guys everything. As it happens, I will take you along for the ride. Might be fun. So this guy...
Okay. So mga kritika na sabi, may part 2 daw to. Part 2. Okay, so at least daw, sabi ko, yung ibang part na yon yung nagkaroon siya ng megaphone, hindi ko yun napanood. Sabi ko, sabay-sabay natin napanood to. Supposed to be dapat, parang i-record ko na lang. Kasi nga nakita ko, i-record ko na lang. Pero sabi ko, siguro mas maganda na sabay-sabay natin talaga mapanood. At sabay-sabay din tayo mag-react. Okay. Yung una niyang video, sa totoo lang mga kakriw, wala siya. Hindi siya libelous. Mas naging matapang siya. After siyang takutin ng lawsuit. Hindi ka na nga alleged sex trafficker. Isilambulat na sa muka ni Pastor Kibuloy na sex trafficker siya. Naku, sana hindi ito foul sa YouTube. Diba? Hindi lang siya allegation, alleged. Diba? May megaphone pa. O yun. So, alam nyo naman, itong mga taga-US. Diba? Okay, teka lang. Basahin ko muna to. Okay, tanggalin ko muna to. Okay, Attorney Claire, kailan po kukunin? Wala pa kasing extradition eh. Hindi ko alam eh. Parang wala pang ginagawa ang US eh. Sige nga, teka lang mga klira, hanapin natin. Sabay-sabay nga natin hanapin kung may part 2 ito. Teka lang, ha? Baka nga. Tingnan natin. Sabay-sabay din natin panoorin. Okay. Attorney, sabi ni Arlene Stone daw ay kay Raffy Tulfo sila nagsumbong. Pero hindi daw, sabi ni Darlene Aguilar. Attorney, Arlene Stone daw ay kay Raffy Tulfo sila nagsumbong. Pero hindi daw pinakinggan ni Raffy Tulfo kaya kay Risa sila nagsumbong. Ayon kay Arlene Stone sa YouTube. Ay, talaga bakit? Is it because it's Pastor Kibuloy? Na, syempre, mga butante ito. Ganun kaya yun? I mean, I'm just asking ha. Kasi sabi niya, siya ay para sa mga naaapi. Ha? Kaya problema, parang di niya kaya yun ng aapi. Diba? Sige nga, bigyan nyo nga sa akin yung link na yon kasi hindi ko, yung iba kasi napapanood ko kay Miss Arlington, pero yung itong part na yan, paki timestamp, paki addictus, paki na lang ha. Makita natin yon kasi para ma-take up din natin, okay? Nakalagpas sa akin yun. Nakalagpas. Di niya binanggit na yung BP natin pinatatanggol si Kibbs. Ay, oo nga, kulang. Kulang siya. Ang nabanggit niya lang si Yorme. Ay, sorry, isko pala.
Di lang si Vice President Sara Duterte. Meron pang ibang mga senadors na pinagtatanggol talaga si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Sino yan? Si Amy Marcos. Si Robin Padilla. Of course, kaibigan nila si Bungo, si Bato. So, marami siyang mga kaibigan sa Senado na nag-a-attend sa birthday every April 25 ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Nandun pa si Cynthia Villar.
Si Mayor Duterte. Si Pangulong Duterte. Okay? Oo. Sayang nga, medyo marami. Dapat na-feed pa natin ang kwento, no? Dapat natulungan natin siya agad, no? Okay, diba? Hindi naman tulungan para magsabi ng libelous, di ba?
Siguro na-threaten din ang kampo ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy dahil ang vlogger na ito, napakadami ng followers, no? Subscribers. Imagine, millions na, no? Ang subscribers niya.
Libelous remarks. Ito hindi yung makumpleto yung kwento. Sabi ko, sayang, hindi na banggit si General Torre and the rest of the PNP personnel na talagang to the max, okay? Yawn, sabi ni Jan Dumaya. Ito sana itatanong ko sa inyo, attorney, if napanood mo na ang reaction ni Ray.
Sandali muna. May nabasa ako dito. Sabi niya, Abu Waraham Morsa, pinanood ko debate niyo, puro kasinungalingan pinagsasabi mo. Saan na debate yon? Yung kay Ustad Bashir? Kasama mo ba siyang Muslim? Kung kay Ustad Bashir, di ba si Bashir, siya mismo nanggaling sa kanyang bibig na si Allah ay Diyos ng mga pagano. Di ba? Si Allah ay Diyos ng mga pagano. Mali ba si Ustad Bashir niyan? Saber? Abu Waraham Mursa, posible. Kaanib ka sa relihiyon ni Muhammad. Okay. Yung sa Quran, di na pag-isipan ni Muhammad ang isulat yung Quran at pinaniniwalaan yun na sa Diyos talaga. Imagine, tinatalakay natin. Allah is the Messiah, Son of Mary. Saan nanguha diyan pa lang makita na natin na yung Quran ninyo ay sulat lamang ng tao. Kahit kailan, hindi aral ng Kristiyano na si Allah ay Son of Mary. Pero sa ibang Quran, nilagyan nilang close parenthesis. Allah, close parenthesis, Jesus, Son of Mary, the Messiah. Yun na. Mas lalong nagka-problema ang Quran ng mga Muslim diyan. Bakit? Dahil yung debate namin Ustads Bashar Sakaging, dapat 2 tindig yon. 1 tindig lang yan. Ewan ko, bakit nagkausap sila sa moderator, nagiging 1 tindig na lang. Oh. Dahil kung 2 tindig yun pinagpatuloy, ang dami ko pang mga katanungan kay Bashar sa cross-examination. Pero may hamon si Ustads, isang Ustads nila. Aabangan ko yan. Aabangan ko yan. Ustads Indasan, paabot nyo kay Ustads Indasan. Aabangan natin yan, yung hamon ni Ustads Indasan. Ito, dahil di na tayo busy sa broadcast, so, mas mabuti harapan tayo. Okay. So, ngayon, di nyo ba naisipan, Abo Waraham Morsa, kung si Kristo yon, kung si Kristo yon, asan mabasa sa Quran? Di mo alam yon? Abo, naku naman. Kung napanood mo yon sa debate namin, sige, di ko ibigay dito, ibalik mo, i-review mo yung debate. Tinatalakay namin yan. Kung talagang Muslim ka, di mo yun nabasa? Basa-basa naman kayo sa Quran. Allah, the Messiah, Son of Mary. Pero sa ibang Quran, nilagyang close parenthesis, Allah, the Messiah, Son of Mary, may close parenthesis. Anong close parenthesis? Allah, Jesus. O may tanong sana ako kung nagiging 2 tindig yon. Ang tanong ko, cross-examination, para mapahandaan nila, ito, yon sana ang tanong ko. Ito bang Allah sa Quran, ito ba'y tunay na Diyos o hindi? Anong sagot nila? Natural, tunay na Diyos. O sige. So sangayon kayo na ang tunay na Diyos ay si Allah lamang. Natural. Sangayon talaga sila na si Allah ang tunay na Diyos. Nang sinabi at nakasulat sa Quran, Allah, close parenthesis, Jesus Christ, the Messiah, Son of Mary, sangayon ka dito na si Jesus tinawag na Allah. At ang Allah nyo ay tunay na Diyos. Nako, yun na. Buti na lang. 1 tindig ra. Okay. So, yun lang, no? Abo Waraham Morsa, kung Muslim ka talaga, alam mo. At kung pinanood mo yon, at ko latag dito. I-review na lang. Paki-review. Kung paano iniwasan ni Bashar yun. Okay, tuloy natin.
Oo, actually kanina ko lang talaga napansin ko, isa-share ko to talaga. Oo, sige, tingnan, punta tayo dito kay Rhea. Kung totoong meron bang, basahin ko muna to. Attorney, magandang gabi po. May ipapadala akong video, alam ko mag-viral to, saan ko po ba pwedeng isend? Kay Addictus, kasi hindi ko alam, may dalawat po kasi ako messenger, minsan hindi ko siya nabubuksan. Si Addictus po, ayan po, Addictus, paano ba? Sabi ni Baby M, ka pa ba? Sorry po, hindi ako ganun kateki. Sabi ko nga, kilala lang naman ako nag-livestream, wala pa nga 1 taon. Diba? At because of Addictus siya, Recool, No Nonsense, yung ibang mga kabatas friends, hey, livestream ka na. So I have to learn pa. Okay, Baby M, Addictus, pakilang please, para ma-take up natin, ha? Okay, so punta muna tayo dito kay ano. Sabi kasi may part 2, sabi ng isang ka-clear natin. Tingnan natin, ha? Hanapin natin. I-refresh nga natin. Mari-refresh pa to.
So this woman, she's losing her eye.
Okay, saan dito? Ay, teka lang. Videos. Yan. She's going to jail. Didi is monster. Ito ba? Baka hindi ibang picture. Ibang picture, okay? Political, I am not sorry. Ito lang eh. Nasaan part? May part 2 pa ba? Wala na yata. Wala pa. Kung meron pakilang. Okay, so wala pa ako nakita so far, mga ka-clear. Okay? Wala. So far, yan ha. Well, anyway, so i-analyze na natin ha. I-analyze na natin to. Tanggalin ko muna to. Okay, yan. So, mga ka-clear, okay. Sabi ko, yung una niyang video, more on facts. No. More on the statements. No? Based sa complaint, based sa news, based more, siyempre, news sa Pilipinas, pero siyempre, baka ang nabasa niya, mga news abroad, hindi naman to nakakawala eh. Siyempre, globally, news ito. Bakit? Hindi naman kakaiba itong si Pastor Kibuloy. Tandaan natin mga clear, meron na isang klaseng ganitong video eh. I am son? Tama ba? I am son? Okay. Yan din ang tawag sa kanya. Teka lang ha. Okay. I am. Anong title ngayon? I am. Ito totoo. Pakita ko lang ha. Pakita ko lang. Okay. Teka lang ha. Ito yun eh. Meron na siya dito. Mga napanood yun na rin siguro ito. Matagal na to. Okay. So, paston tayo. Punta tayo. Ito. Ito naman to. Ay? Nauna pa to. Okay. Teka lang. Okay. Tapusin lang natin to. Okay.
How do you justify your lifestyle? I mean, your watch could probably feed 100 families for a month.
If it's not God's will for me to have these things I have,
Yeah.
you can take it away. It is God's will that we follow. If it is God's will for us to live like this, you can have a broken heart looking at me, but what can you do?
But they get their understanding of the will of God from you.
Yeah.
And this nice young man wouldn't be holding this umbrella if he didn't believe the things you say.
For us here, we see
Alam niyo mga clear, itong kwento na may pagka-sarcastic, di ba? Sabi niya, yung message from God, yung message mo about God, nagagaling sa'yo. At itong dalawang taong to na naghahawak ng umbrella for you, di naman yung gagawin if not for what you're saying and what you're trying to make them believe. Imagine mo, son of God, appointed. Tapos ang daming parang nagagawang quote-unquote servant. May tagadala ng payong, may tagadala, di ba? Ang dating is yung meekness, the humbleness ng isang trait ng isang katulad ni Jesus. Servant leader. Wala, di ba? Sabi niya, kung gusto ng Diyos na maging mayaman ako, what can you say? Wala kang magagawa dun. Diba?
as a ministry. My talent is to preach. My talent is to be a leader. Not everyone can become a preacher or have been given a talent like me to go and lead the 6 million people.
Right. But Jesus, when he walked the earth, according to the Bible, lived among lepers and prostitutes.
I live among them.
You have a private jet.
I live among them. Before I had the private jet,
You're in a walled compound with mansions.
before this, I lived among these people. Like, for example, that jet that you're talking about. Do you know that in 1983, I had a revelation of that jet? That the Lord is going to give me that.
Yeah.
It is Him who gave me that. If it is not His will, how can I afford that?
Well, Kibuloy has been accused of
Okay, sabi nabasa ko dito si Abu Waraham Mursa. Pastor, kung malatag mo sa akin ang sinabi mo, ikaw na idol ko, hindi ko nangangailangan na magiging idol sa tagasunod ni Muhammad. Dahil, una, yung sinabi ninyo, ang Quran ay salita ni Allah, ito, magka-problema talaga. Bakit? Una na sa Quran 3:54, anong sinabi? 'Di ba? Allah, the deceiver. Sa ibang Quran, iniba ang translation. Pero may isang Quran na si Allah ay translation na Allah is the best deceiver. Abay, sa Biblia. Sa Biblia, sino bang deceiver? Juan 8:44. Hindi lang yan. O, sige, palagay natin na ang Quran ninyo ay salita ni Allah. Si Allah nagsalita dito, di ba? O, sige, bigyan kita ng sample para di yata nagbasa sa Quran ito. Ito. Ang salita ni Allah sa Quran chapter 1. Verse 1. Ito mabasa. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Ang daming Muslim na ustads tinanong ko dito. Di po ba salita ito ni Allah? Yes. Si Allah ang nagsabi dito, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Yes. Tanong, sangayon ka na si Allah, tumawag ni Allah dito? Hindi. Sino nagsabi na in the name of Allah? Si Allah. Hindi lang yan. Sa 5, you alone we worship, you alone we ask for help. Sinong nagsabi dito? Si Allah. Sino ang sasambahin dito? Si Allah. O di, si Allah ninyo, sasamba ni Allah. Di wow. Okay. So, pasok na tayo sa punto por punto sa pagkakataong ito. Yon ang reaksyon ni Attorney Claire Castro, mga kapatid.
To make his message known is our responsibility. So here we are to pledge our lives to the Lord.